OBS is weird. Faster. Okay, should be good enough. Too much setup here. Fuck. It's okay. Pop out chat, just in case. But can you keep this on top? Nope. Oh well. Yeah, okay. I might alt tab now and then, but anyway. More monologuing. It's monologuing. It's not really I don't think it's monologuing. Actually, it's a different word. It's more like blogging. But what does it matter what I call it, huh? There are a lot of interesting articles today. Oops, mic in the wrong place. Something about, I don't know if this is true, so I can't speak on it. You know, I just, these days, every time you come up with this opinion that's like, oh shit, maybe that's right, and then something else comes along and just says the opposite thing, and you don't have to think anymore. But anyway, I certainly felt the glut of information becoming kind of overwhelming. I don't know when it was, but you know, not gonna be one of those like people that always say, "Oh, things were better in the old days." But maybe in this case, things were better in the old days. Not the old days. Somewhere around the time that maybe the iPhone got really popular, like the smartphone revolution. Then we had like the birth of the flat design, and the web kind of transformed. And we had the red camera, and movies were being shot in this new look that I totally liked very much. It's been like about 12, 13 years since then, right? And I was thinking today, holy crap, there's just no good games to play, and I thought that's a bit weird. I mean, was it weird? Maybe because I spend so much time playing games these days, so I don't know. but yeah, like crap media. That was the word that someone said, or like it's being used around the industry nowadays. Like it's just filler media that just comes into existence and fades like in one day. That's it. Like the lifespan is so short. I believe they're called YouTube Shorts, or you know. And I never liked Twitter. You know, I never liked short form. I know some of you might, or like the younger. I don't want to say this. I know some of you like Twitter, so I don't want to. Oh fuck! I'm just gonna skip the offend stuff, and just like kind of say right now. I hope you catch it. If I offend anybody with my opinions, I am not trying to step on anybody's toes. Okay, like I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just expressing how I feel. So. I don't like Twitter. Never did. I mean, it's useful sometimes as information, but like, I don't like short form. I like long form. Because you can't really develop an idea in short form, right? Everything's so short. I mean, you know what I mean? There must be a study somewhere showing how like the average length of the paragraph length of the internet has been like reduced down to like 3 lines or something. And it was not always the case. So, yeah. Okay, I'll give you another great example, right? So, had a video, it was exactly the YouTube short format. It was like only 9 seconds, and I released it as a video, a desktop video. It kind of felt too short. Like, a video should not be just 10 seconds. So I thought, oh, this would be better as a YouTube short. And I was looking at how you do it. Oh, it's really easy. If you have a video that's less than, I think, 40 seconds, you just adjust the aspect ratio, and YouTube will automatically put it as a short. I did that. And then, like, holy fuck, it got like 5 times the amount of views of anything else, like, in a short time frame. I was like stoked. I was like, holy shit, maybe I hit on something big here. And then I look up what's the average, and turns out to be kind of average, or maybe a little bit above. I don't know, but it's tapering off right now as we speak. And then I thought, well, okay, maybe not then. And then I realized, like, for some reason, because of the way it's consumed on the well, this makes sense though, because, like, people are scrolling, like, apparently all the views are coming through, like, what they call the shorts feed, where you just keep endlessly scrolling, and it just kind of auto plays. And even if they just kind of just scroll past your vid, like, just real quick, it still counts as a view. In my book, that's not a view. That is not a view. That is someone just, for less than 0.5 seconds, had a flash of, like, the thumbnail or whatever. But they counted there as a view, I think. So that was interesting. And holy fuck, I just want to restart now. Jesus Christ, when did the fights get so hard? It's not just... I died here. My first death in Expedition on story mode. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. Yo, I know why people don't like PoE 2's patch. I could just tell. It's this moment right here. When you die, fail, in front of the audience. It's embarrassment. Cause, like, what you want to do is, like, low key go through, like beat shit down and go, oh yeah, cool, I did that, and then hopefully, like, your audience is like, wow, that was so cool, whoa, yo, what's your build, right? But if you, like, start dying like that, they leave, right? And it feels like shit. And the thing is, though, the truth is, people who discover, like, really good builds probably die a lot because they're experimenting on stuff. How do you get a good build if you don't experiment, right? So it's, like, so different, like, what things appear on a live demonstration and how things actually are, there's a huge gap, right? But who cares, right? I mean, everyone's just got their... No one's going to think that hard. But I'm guessing that's why. Because having not streamed the PoE 2 release, I'll tell you this, it's so simple. If you're not streaming, dying is mildly irritating. If you're on stream, dying is quite irritating, and above all, it feels like a major embarrassment. It does. And if you are a bigger streamer where people expect you a certain level of, how do I put this, like a certain level of kick-assery, for lack of a better word, well, then it's really embarrassing. So, like, when I saw, like, people looking really tired, like, the streamers after the release of the patch, and they're like, oh man, I had a horrible start to the league. I was like, whoa, like, yeah, it was rough. I mean, it was difficult. I don't deny that, but, like, but I kind of see what's happening here. And then they also, like, owe it to their viewers to, like, get them a build to go through the game. This is so weird, like, I don't know what to make of that, really. I think it's a dynamic that really only exists in these kinds of ARPGs. Like, it's like a whole cult, a whole, we followed this guy's build, and that's a whole cult, and it's weird. But anyhow, yeah. Oh, I didn't even finish my idea. So the YouTube short, I was literally psyched about it, right? And then the view count wasn't as hot as I thought it was. And then I felt like at the end, I was so goaded into making that vid, Like, the whole basis, like, I would never have made that video if it weren't for YouTube. I don't know, those tools, the AI, the. Above all, you have to worship the view count. If you don't worship it, if I really didn't worship it, I wouldn't have made it. So that means I worship it, I think. I do. I just don't want to. Like, there's a conflict within me. I don't want to worship it, but I do. So, like, mind says don't fall for this trick. Monkey brain says go go go, views. Like, so it's kind of like a dilemma there, right? And the only way to stop this is to never look at view counts. But that's impossible because I'm sure other people do this. One of the most fun things is to check your view counts going up because everyone loves like numbers going up. So yeah, like, and then I read like YouTube has inflated the short view count sometime in the past. Like it used to only count engaged views as views, and now passing through views are also views. So like, people are like, what's the point of that? And they're like, yeah, makes the content creator feel better, makes the viewer more confident that this is something worth watching. But it's just like inflation, right? You're giving everyone free money, then everyone will adjust their expectations, right? So anyway, I don't think this is headed to a good place. What it is right now, I mean, it's probably tolerable. And like always, like, right, and like I did notice like there's a strong lack of emotional connection anymore with the streamer, because I like the word they used, hyper optimized. That's what it feels like. Everything's so hyper optimized. There's a streamer he's a known view botter. I won't say his name, but the guy gets featured on YouTube searches, which is incredible to me. Incredible, because I have watched his content and it is thin. It is thin, derivative. It reeks of This is before I ever did anything, by the way. He never stole anything I did, so don't get me wrong here, okay? I'm just talking about like just in like over the last 3 years, not even just PoE, but like D4 and everything. And the way his trick is, I'm sure everyone knows this who was deep into streaming. You take a picture of yourself with a really like surprised look, like, or like what is this, or like praying, like like you're like a messiah kind of a thing. You put that. You have to outline it a bit, and then you use an unsharpened mask. I've seen this effect before. It's an unsharpened mask. It's glorious. You ever use it on a photo? It brings out details. It's not just a sharpened filter, it's the unsharpened mask. I'm almost positive that's what they're using. And because it really brings your eye to it. And that's just hyper optimization to the next level. What's inside that content is almost irrelevant as long as he gets your click. And then at some point, because of the popularity you get from that, nobody even doubts the value of the content anymore. That is one hell of a way to make money. If you can live with yourself, apparently that guy can. I mean, the guy can live with view botting, so he can live with. I'm sure he can live with this, right? So, and then he'll say, well, it's for the mortgage, for the kids, for his wife, whatever. But, yeah, like, there's a movie about that. Like, I don't remember what it said. Like, he was doing all this bad shit, and like, why? Well, because everyone's got a mortgage to pay. So does that justify like this kind of reprehensible behavior? Where do you draw the line there? So people who rent don't deserve this? I don't know. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. What does that mean? Like, a lot of people need money in this world. It's not just because you have a mortgage. Like, oh, so it was from Thank You for Smoking. It's an old movie with Aaron Eckhart. It was a really good one. Yeah. Like, why you do this? Why you do this, like, all this, like, stuff, right? It's like, everyone's got a mortgage to pay. It's like this one-liner answer. I don't know why I'm chuckling. It's kind of funny. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, And then now, like, when you see that same tactic used over and over again, it's like, oh my god, monkey brain says click, brain says stop, you know? And then that just turns YouTube into this, like, cheap, like, ugh, I don't know. But because they hold all the cards now, right? Like, as platforms, people just want to go to the place where everyone is. And what's the alternative? Like TikTok? TikTok? I don't know. I mean, people do want to share shit with each other. That's the whole point of the internet, right? But I'm just saying, like, it was a lot more wholesome back then. A lot more wholesome. And before, like, this whole YouTube became money thing, I remember this. Like, I just stumbled upon, just by sheer luck. If you took if you took lead singer Muse, I don't know what he's doing now. He was also into him back then. Matt Bellamy, that's his name. If you take it and you pitch shift it by, I forget how many semitones or semitones, he sounds just like Gwen Stefani. Just like Gwen Stefani. And it was like so similar, I had to make a vid back when we didn't have these tools, back before like monetization was a thing. I'm talking like 2006, 7, like long time ago. And I just wanted to share it, you know? The thought of like metrics, views, retention, subscribers, these were not even a thing back then, okay? CTAs, you know? I don't think YouTube even had a feed back then. It was literally just a search. They may have had a homepage, but it wasn't like a keep you on the site as long as possible design. And that thing, I checked 3 years later, got like 500,000 views. I'm not exact. It's like 200. It was in the 100K range, and I was like, holy. But like, because I always making money from something else, I was like, yeah, you know, I don't want to set up a whole fucking account for this, right? So, but nowadays I think differently, right? Because now it's like it's a whole different ball game now. It's weird, you know. But yeah, there are a lot of videos like that. I think back then, like they're just really good, but the content creator has long lost interest or moved on to something else, and they're just I think they're just drifting off in YouTube space, like just unmonetized and free to watch. Like, isn't it true that you can just smell this video was made with clicks in mind to please the advertisers and hence please YouTube. Well, please Google, right? Google is very happy, I'm sure, right? Because that means better stock prices, means investors are happy, it means people's pension plans are happy, and all that jazz. And so where's the human emotional element in all this? Well, you know, that's where it gets drowned out. So in favor of just how do you flee? It says L. Oh, I gotta hold it down. I'm gonna flee. Yeah, after the third time through, it's like I've completely lost interest in the fighting system, like completely. How about a no random monster encounter mode? Just bosses, you know? So, yeah. It's a different time back then, you know? And, I don't know, doesn't it feel like everything's become more monkey brain, for lack of a better word? Like, you don't have to think anymore. That's why I do this. It's like, oh, I can't stand, like, all these pent-up thoughts, like, you know, because probably everything's just like everything is just like a twitch reflex of everything, like just reflex, and no pausing to like just kind of sit down and formulate a paragraph. It's all like one-liners, and this is not normal. I don't know what normal is anymore, but I think this is not natural. I think it's not natural to do this. Which is why I brought the whole cell phone thing, like when that, you know, both people, and then now I heard there's a new term called, the fuck was it called? Phubbing? Phubbing? Like, is that when you like purposely ignore someone? like by just checking your smartphone, or like, holy fuck, man, that's exactly what I was saying about the movie Equalizer. Like, well, she wasn't fubbing, but like, I was saying how icky it feels when like you're having a good talk, you're like in the zone and ring, you know. That reminds me of a scene from the movie American. I don't know why I keep bringing movies up. It's just a thing, but American Psycho. It just pops in my head. That's why. And Patrick Bateman. Like it looks like through all that madness that they're living. Um, like Patrick Bateman's telling this girl he's just slept with, like he's getting dressed for work, right? And the girl's like trying to look at him, like wanting to say something. And he goes, Patrick, and then he goes, yeah, in the most indifferent tone. And I don't know what she says. Like it's like she wanted to say something, and then he goes, in the most nonchalant way, "You look beautiful. There's nothing to talk about." I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, at first, it's like, that's a really unnatural way to speak. Like, who the hell says that? And then you're like, like, I don't know. It resonated with me. I still remember that. This is what I'm trying to say. I still remember it. She just goes, you look beautiful. It's not like what we do. Like, shit, this girl looks pretty. Nothing more, nothing less. And, you know? Kind of a thing. Which is really like, and that was all the way back in like 2000 something, so it was already beginning anyway, like, or maybe it has always been like that. I don't know. But like what kind of shocked me too is that that movie was directed by a woman. I'm not saying this is as a we should celebrate it more or criticize or whatever. Just that I was impressed. She didn't flinch from the material. She just did her job and directed it very well from all I can tell, because I was lost in the movie and I remember it very well. So, you know, and oh, it's a good movie, American Psycho. It really is. It has the there's something about it I just can't put my finger on thing. Like so many scenes I remember from that. Um, and they also had a line in there that really I thought, holy, I was cracking up because he's like walking into a really nice restaurant, and then like his monologue is pretty funny. He has a kind of like an internal monologue where it's like as we approach the seat, my sense of dread rises as I'm almost positive we'll get a seat in the middle and not in the corner or something like that. But we do get a seat, like a good seat in the corner, and relief washes me in an awesome wave. It's like, oh my god, like, and that is exactly how I feel too sometimes. Honestly, go to a nice restaurant, it's like, please don't put us in the middle, because it's always better to sit in the corner, right? And well, that depends actually, because I remember also with equal vivid memory, like a long time ago when I was younger. I remember I don't give a shit where I sit in a restaurant. I don't. I did not. Like a long time ago. Like, who cares? It's all, you sit down, eat your food, and leave. But at that time, I did see a very like an elderly couple. They look kind of rich, no joke, and they were just arguing with the waiter endlessly that they were sat in the non-ideal position. Like, why are we being sat here and not over there where it must be where it's nicer? And I was disgusted. Like, ladies, chill. Like, who cares? Well, I did too. Later on, it's like I care too. Like, when you get older, you somewhat become more picky about these things, and like it matters a lot. And that's just a sign, like maybe you've reached like a certain like enough wealth where like you've kind of lost the plot now. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, but this is an example of what do you call this? Like, um, you never really know yourself until you have like, you know, first you have to get old first. You don't know how you'll change, and then if you don't have a lot of money, you gotta get a lot of money. Maybe you'll find someone else inside. I don't think anyone stays. No one ever stays the same. I think. It changed me in like drastic ways, and I thought I was immune to money. I thought I was that special someone who was, I could never be affected by money. I'm that heroic guy. I'm Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. I'm like totally over like those idiots who are so obsessed with money. Nope. I think it's the bank account statement when you like open your, no fucking way, and then all these possibilities just shoot through your head, and like the dopamine rush is so real, and it's like that moment is usually transformative for a lot of people. And if you're with a girl, like, holy shit, she gets high too, okay? No joke. Like, not that, maybe not as high, but like maybe, I don't know. Like, it's certainly like, it's not a bad thing, okay? I'll tell you that much. Like, you don't think it was a bad thing at that time. It's like, it's kind of like if you dropped a Miracalandra or something in a PoE way. Seriously. I mean, no. That's better than mirror, actually. I never dropped a mirror, so I would not know, but like if I dropped a mirror, I'm like, holy fucking shit! Like I have to put a video out there or something, but after that, it's kind of like, so I can get like the best perfect rare item. Okay, like, nice. Show it off. Screenshot it. Post it on social media for points. I don't know. Like, what do you really do with that? But whatever, you know. What the fuck am I doing here? And yeah. Like I remember, like there's this. He's not out there anymore. But there is this one blog I read from a guy called. Holy fuck! The site was called Xanga, Xanga. It was a thing back in 2001, 2, 3, 4. I think along with a competitor called MySpace, which were all destroyed by Facebook later. Um, but yeah, like it was kind of a blog, and it was a long form, usually long form, so people would write like at least 5, 6 sentences at least, sometimes more. And this guy wrote a lot, and I remember like this guy was like, he was so fucking funny. Like the things he wrote were so they weren't popular, but they were so funny, and like I thought it was really insightful, and I would like to be his friend, you know. But yeah, I mean, his name was AZN Anonymous, and doesn't sound like a very smart name, but and that guy was very perceptive, like shit. And that kind of content just doesn't exist anymore because you can't compress it down to 2 sentences. You just can't. It's like it's got to have a flow to it, and you can't develop flow. Like, how can you like? There's things that require like 2 hours, like in a movie, to express. You can't just shrink it down to a short every time. And I don't know. I think it's good to stay off YouTube, even though I think, yeah. man, then like then what's left? Like our brains have already been like shattered by this kind of media. At least mine is, at least. Like, you know, it's like fast food. Like, anyway, it's not all bad. I mean, there's so many things I learned. A lot of things I learned, like you know, from the modern version of YouTube, for sure, for sure. It's definitely not all bad. It's just, I think if you go too deep into the hyper optimization part of it, it's like it's not good for anybody. I think, except for Google. It's good for them. Like, no wonder why they put so much effort into providing these tools for free to everybody, because they knew it would benefit them the most. Um, Everyone's writing, appealing to monkey brains with very clickbaity and sensational titles, and you just become like the tabloids, right? We become the tabloid publishers for them, and you know, with a little bit more taste, though, I think, but still, the nature of it is still kind of tabloid, right? Because the tabloid definition is the content is not exactly, there's overrepresentation in the headline. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. And I'm guilty. I even, it was kind of an experiment. Does it work? In my case, not really. And kind of, but not really. I think you have to include other shit inside. I was like looking at, so what does get like 200K views? Like, okay, meme stuff on the bottom, funny one-liners, and I mean people like that, so nothing wrong with it. It's just I can't create that shit. It's just that's beyond me now. Um, you know, and higher quality too. you know. But yeah, well, this kind of shit kind of makes me feel old. Oh man, this fighting's so boring. Damn. Okay. Yeah, and I could never do this for a living. Ever. Like. I can't see how this becomes like, how this doesn't become like real work. Like some guy uses a new trick to pull in viewers, you just outdo them, and it's just straight up war in that sense, right? And like I know in the most extreme cases I've seen this, like they were talking about these bots that why do they do? I don't know why they do this, but it's basically like they're like they leave like the people are suspecting like there's no way this is a real person, right? He just came in and said like my thing was so awesome, my channel was so awesome, and then a picture's like a really provocative picture of something, the profile pic, and then he's like, yeah, that's a Chinese bot because I'll probably want to draw attention to themselves. I see what they're doing, yeah, because you might click on their channel instead, and then they get the money. But like holy shit! So that's what it comes down to, huh? Like, the AI has figured out what is the number one thing that'll appeal to us, and it's like, yeah, Just saying all this stuff. It's like, yeah, right thing to do is just use YT for just what it is. Just you got something interesting to share, just share it, and if you're gonna monetize it, well, that's a job. That's definitely a job now. So it's crazy, man, crazy, absolutely insane. Why can't I go forward? I'm walking around in circles all the time. It's like, what? Does this door even open? It does not. Ah, fuck. I just want to stop the game at this point. Like, this is where I want to stop and play something else. But there is nothing else to play at the moment, so. Why am I so lost? Okay. Gotta turn my brain on for this. Okay, why am I lost? Why am I lost? So, I came in here. So, the stairs. Okay, this is where I come in, grapple around, so I think this is the right way. Why am I stuck in this zone, though? Like, what about the zone up? Oh, man. Up here? Is it? No. Then the path forks up and right. Right is towards the door. Oh, I know what it is. This is a whole wrong area. I think I remember now. Yeah. 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 Can you not go down from here? Okay. What is this design? Dead ends? Okay. So yeah. I certainly haven't heard or seen any like the way the place I get all the kind of the more, I hate to use the word deeper because it sounds so snobby, but I'll just say it, deeper, like connection shit is from movies, right? Now, like the long, and then like I don't know, the newest stuff that's been coming out, it's just so turbo fire fast, just like how like social media, it's like following the same new fast rhythm. It's too fast for me. And people have said like your head goes too fast when I was younger. Like you just think too much and think too fast. Apparently not anymore because that shit's just way too fast for me. They talk too fast, cuts are too fast. There's no room to breathe. It feels like it's like asphyxiating, like bam, 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 like nonstop like action kind of a thing, and like just talking and talking. And maybe I'm doing that right now. I don't know. I try to pause a little bit and like I know not only am I lost here, but I feel like oh I know. I have to grapple. Okay. Talk about getting stuck in a whole zone. This is ridiculous. All right, not here. Here. Okay. I do think like if people are stuck in here for that long, like, what is the point of this whole dead end area? Anyway, gotta go back this way probably. Yeah. So. But it is whatever, so I don't know. I could be just one of those people getting old and always reminiscing about the old times and not realizing that the new times are actually just same kind of thing, just slightly different, that's all. Yeah, it's just ignore the whole subsection is the right thing to do. Right. The one thing I never liked too much about advertisements, although I really like ads that make you laugh, or like just you remember them for the work that they are. But like in essence, an advertiser is trying to, well, make you buy a product, right? Simply put, right? But what it does is it shifts. Whereas without advertising and everything presented to you in a very flat manner, you would probably just judge the thing on the merits of the product, hopefully. But if one product is better, but has shitty advertising, and the other one's like kind of mediocre, but has terrific advertising, well, which one will sell better overall? And I think the one with the better advertising will sell better. You know, there will be people who speak out against it, maybe, but I think overall, the one with the better impression is going to win. Right? Because I damn know I've seen a lot of shitty like media, like movies since 2014, and I never saw Equalizer. Oh fuck me! Come on, man. Like where the hell was that? Why didn't you know? I would have loved to see it in 2014. That was such a good movie. And Google knew that I liked Training Day. What the fuck, right? Like, why? It's so weird. Like, anyway.
Ok. Sur moi.
Okay. Like, and also, it does seem like YouTube is the arbiter of which content they're going to push out to people when they browse. Right? So, if you like, aren't they gonna do the same old shenanigans? The first type of any content you do, they push it a little harder, because they don't know, like, if you may have potential, but if they just go a straight dumb algorithm with, well, the guy was made like I don't know, he's got like X hours of watch time and Y views. Well, we'll put his content before 0 and 0, but then the 0 guy will never have a fair chance of anything, right? So they'll put your 0 video out, and then if the algorithm thinks, well, it looks like people don't like what you did, they'll cut it down, right? That must be how it works. That's how I would design it. You have to give like the newcomers a fair chance, because they'll just leave, and then the content will go stale because no new blood. At the same time, it's like you have to favor the people who have proven to have making like content that's like people engage with and all that shit, right? So that's how I would design it, at least, right? And of course, I would put every single I would since people are looking up how to game the system. Well, I would put every anti-gaming system known to man in there, like every one. Like, it was like, for the algorithm, leave a comment. Well, I'll just scan for that kind of thing and just not award points for that, if that makes any sense. If I was gonna write the algorithm, so I'm not sure. Like, and the cracked up thing is, this generates an entire other dimension of traffic where people are trying to min max and hyper optimize views. It's like a double win for for Google. I don't know what to tell you. Like, like, unless you use Bing for search, it's like a double win. It's crazy, because along the way, for seeking out the way to get better views, you are now fed more ads, right? Unless you have, ad blocks and shit inside, right? So, like, it's crazy, right? Like, them being like the platform you need to broadcast content, and also the platform you need to find information. They've become your TV and library at the same time. Quite what might happen to the company, and how their interests might change over time. You never see it. Like who the hell predicted Apple would make a comeback? Seriously, no one did. Nobody did. Like, well, maybe some people did, but most people did not. Right? They were dead in the water at one point. Like, I think they were like worth almost nothing. Steve Jobs was kicked out of the company, and they're like thing was like bleeding internally, like, and that huge revival and comeback is like, I think almost like a miracle, you know, like. Want inverted affinity, yeah, that's one's good. So, I don't think my weapon's not upgraded enough. Can I leave and come back? I think I can. Yeah. And now it's so clear to me, like, how they did all this stuff partly for you and partly for them. Like, as an example, like, Apple Pay, which I set up years ago on my phone, and I was thinking, like, because the screen's kind of busted, right? Want a new phone, like, what? The cheapest phone now is 100, like almost 100,000 yen in Japan. The cheapest one. I just don't give a shit. Just give me the cheapest one now. Fuck no. Like, you know, there was a time when I could buy like these phones, brand new, SIM free. Like no, it was the best one. There was only one grade. It was like 30,000 yen. It's tripled in price, and you're getting the worst one. Well, I think the worst one's probably like really good. So, still, where's the 30,000 yen option? There isn't one, you know, and that's too expensive. So I think, okay, fuck it, give me Android, and then like, oh shit, I need Apple Pay. It's like, okay, yeah, you can change it, but like, no, no, too much trouble now. Like, fuck no. I can't even get the damn thing to work on my iPad. So like, fuck it, no. Like, you know, they got me. I'll just, my laziness just says, okay, you win. You know, like, I mean, not you win, just if the objective was to retain a customer, even when they wanted to switch, I submit, kind of a thing. You know, sure. You know, it's been working well, so I don't complain. But that does mean I can't ever ditch the iPhone in a way. Like, I have to weigh that in. To be honest, I think they've already weighed it in. They probably weighed it in too. It's like, let's look at what a guy would typically think if they wanted to get off the iPhone. Like, well, what would be their pain point here? Like, you know, how should we price a new one? You know, to maximize the profit and something like that. I'd do that too. Would. You got to determine the maximum pain the customer would be willing to put up with, you know, get the most profit out of it. It's just simple math, right? But that kind of thing didn't really exist back when Jobs was at the helm. I think he may have made what you call a lot of stupid business decisions if you follow the business book of rules. But inside of that was humanity, I think. I felt it. Like, I really felt it in some way. Like, there's something about it that screams, this is not a corporation. It is a corporation, but there's something else behind the corporation, if that makes any sense. There's actually a human, like, you know, a human behind it, like a real human behind it, which it doesn't feel like that today, right? It's like every upgrade just seems like so, like, case in point, I upgraded the thing was begging me like, yo, upgrade your Mac OS to whatever fancy name they call it now, Sequoia, okay? Fine. I booted up. Like, Apple Intelligence something. I don't even care what's new anymore. Who the fuck cares? Like, just get out of my way. You know, like, just, you know, just don't bug me kind of a thing. And that wasn't always the case. Like, there were upgrades on the OS X. Well, it was called OS X back then in history, where like, well, this one we reduced the OS size by like 50%, or we upped the speed here and there, and then like they made meaningful stuff. I can still remember like iOS. I can rat off all the major changes. Like 3 3, I don't remember. Like 4 was multitasking. Like although it's so taken for granted now, it's like 4 was like iOS 4 was like you could now run more than one app. At one point, it was like if you ran one app and then ran another, the previous one would have to close completely. Like it would not save its state, so to speak. And 4 brought that, the save state functions. And then from 5 or 6 onwards, it kind of became like, yeah, whatever, you know. It's cool, but not significant. Like, and I have no clue. Like, does anyone care about iOS upgrades now? I don't think so. And for Windows upgrades, for 10, either it's like nagging like forever, like, yo, please fucking pay us money for Windows 11, or get on Xbox Game Pass, or yo, we release a new game from Microsoft. Like, holy shit, how do you pop this shit up in front of me? Like, oh, I'm sure you include those updates like inside some of these like changes inside those updates. You say, oh, Windows updates are required. Very opaque. Weird, man. It was not like this a long time ago. It's like it's so opaque, and then you got to go on the web, decipher like, oh, what did the upgrade really change? It's like, oh, it's just exhausting again. It's like, you know, it just it all feels like stock price is number one. That's what it feels like. The battle for dollars. Just always there, ever present in everything. Yeah. Alright, let's max out. You know where I don't feel that? This game. This game. I feel like there's people behind it and they wanted to make something great. Like a great game that they would consider their masterpiece. I really do. It's like a labor of love. They call it like that, right? And I'm not the only one, right? This game is widely celebrated, right? What was the joke? The top review on Steam was saying, "This is what happens when 13 fired Ubisoft employees like leave and make their own company." You know, like, so, yeah. Okay. In here. There's also like this kind of one thing I want to bring up is what I call the local min max phenomenon. Like what I mean by that is, you say the easy example ARPGs, right? You play like a character like hundreds of hours and maybe even more, and you're like, next upgrade will be 10% more damage, and you got to work like 100 divines, or this is a bad example. You got to like play like another 10 hours to farm that, and then it all kind of eggs you on to keep in that loop, right? Then like let's say you go on vacation, come back, and you open the game. You haven't been down there for a while. It's like you're like, is this good damage or is this bad damage? I can't tell. And like the upgrade you were so chasing for the whole time is like, is that important or not important? Like you just kind of like scratch your head going, what was all that for? You know, kind of like you've woken up, like snapped out of it, kind of a thing. I feel that way for sure. Like, you know, and you feel that the most when you load up an old character you haven't played for like 2 months. It's like it doesn't matter anymore. Like this character's forgotten anyway. Like, you know, and just start a new one, kind of a feeling. So it's weird in that sense, you know. And like something like the MacBook Pro, I think they migrated to OLEDs. I think like 2 3 years ago, and now it's released like I was like, oh, OLEDs, true blacks, you know, and all that jazz, and it was pretty cool when I got. I was like, wow, that's nice. Then I didn't really use it for like 2 years. Come back to it, it's like, oh yeah, that's nice again. But then it's like, is it? I don't know. Like, compared to what? Like, you know, there were times when it was like, from CRT to LCD, it's like, oh, look, it's so sharp now, and right, it just keeps going up and up and up, right? I thought we would stop at Retina, like when you got the high DPI displays, but apparently not. Then comes OLED, where the blacks are now true blacks, and then yeah, I don't know what's next for display technology now. I don't. It's like still using LCD for the for games from like 10 years ago, and I've gone to like that age where I'm like, yeah, it's fine. I you know, it's I'll upgrade it when it dies, kind of a thing. Um, but I do remember when I was younger, I was like, I would love to try all the different like other monitors out there and just test each one. And I think I could have been a better YouTuber back then, a much better YouTuber back then if that was a thing. Like I would post product reviews, but then I don't have the money to buy the shit, so I don't know. Who knows? It's weird, man. I can never dodge this. It's so hard to dodge that. Why am I walking? I should have use the portal. I will use the portal. Why the hell am I doing this all over again? It makes no sense. Yeah. I hope the PoE 2 new patch is gonna be good, because it will. They're adding so much stuff to that game. Crazy. Mid-league, mid-patch. I'm kind of impressed. Though I think it's because the numbers have dropped so much for PoE 2, they're kind of like a bit worried now. So. Oh. Alright. Why? Okay. No joke. I think like, nah, I won't say this. It's too controversial. So I'll just not say it. Oh man, I didn't put. Oh wow. Oh. Oh man, I'm getting sleepy. I'm gonna go to get some sleep after this. So. Oh man. What? There's another one at the end? Holy shit. I should have the other one there. Ah, fuck. Okay. Damn it. Crap. Okay, Swift Stride. Yep. Oh, I almost had it there. Oh, not really. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Combo means that. Okay. Ugh, of course. Ooh, low on HP here, huh? Kill him, please. Okay, one more hit. Should be okay. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. He's done. He's done for. So. Nice. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Okie dokie. Do I have to get to the next zone to save? I think so. I think it's up there. No? Yes. Holy shit, I'm so sleepy now. Man. Crazy. Come on, save, 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 save. Let's go. Okay. What? Where's the save point? Kidding.